Okay, so this is Procreate, and I want to create a new canvas in 4K, which is 4096 by. And I need a source document to trace over because this is going to be a trace and digitize. So we'll take a picture of David's cartoon. This is David Rock and Roll. And then we'll insert the picture. Let's say insert a photo. And then that's with the little wrench up at the top. I resize it so it fits the whole screen but doesn't go off. And then create a new layer. And then lock the old layer. Now when you're picking your colors, you can double tap the pencil if you have an Apple Pencil. And you can double tap at the bottom, it'll give you a solid black. If you go to the pen tool and click on calligraphy, it'll give you the monoline. And then you adjust the size over to the left. If you do it too small, it gives you these very lifeless, stringy lines. So delete those and make it a little bit bigger to give it a little bit more life. And hold the circle down when you're done, and it'll snap to a good circle. The same with curves, but you have to make sure there's a certain curve, and it takes practice to get that down. Especially drawing on an iPad is different than drawing on paper. It's hard to get nice smooth lines, so you have to use this function in a lot of different ways. But really, so what we're going to do is we're going to just trace the objects from the front back. So we'll trace the front ones, we'll trace the hair, we'll trace the eyelids maybe, then trace the head. Oops. I got it backwards. Trace the head and then trace the eyelids. Then trace the pupils. I'm going to make them nice, solid circles. Stretch them down till the black disappears, or color it in with a pencil. And then I'll make that a little bit smaller for the stroke going for the arms. But if you'll see, this one turns straight. You see that? And I undo it. I don't want it to be straight. You have to put a little bit more curve. And I just left that one freehand because it was pretty decent. But I like to give them nice polished curves just to give it a more finished and professional look. And I know it's cartoons, but that one turns straight. So I put a little bit more curve really up high so it's kind of hidden. But then I got to go back and erase it. Do the fingers. I did the fingers with curves. And then I did straight lines for the legs. And then I figured I would animate the feet just a little bit more and give them a little bit more character. So those are going to end up being freehand. I accidentally snapped it in there. But those are going to be freehand. And then the lines and the shorts, they're pretty easy to get. Doesn't have to be a perfect straight line for everything.
I really like it green.
And then, well, David likes it green. And what we're going to do is we're going to create, so if we just go what's on the paper, it's not going to be the same color as our other one. So when we go and we fill everything out, I wasn't thinking about this because I was still drawing it and putting it together. And by creating solid shapes, I have everything at least filled out. Now I might have to go back and fill out the paint again, but I don't have to make sure that it's colored in. I got a color in there, and I'll erase this part right here and fill out with the same color, right? Drag it from the top circle. You just drag those colors into the closed shapes that you have traced with your other colors. And if it's any different color, you can fill a shape with it. So white down there at the bottom of the shoes. And what we're probably going to...
green?
Well, what I ended up doing was I think I shared... Yeah, I think I shared the... I actually discovered that there's different ways to look at the colors. Because I'm colorblind, so it's really hard for me. So when I got words that tell you what color it is, it's really good for me. Like if I can see the one that says purple, that helps me a lot. Because I can read way better than I can see colors. But I couldn't find the regular old dark green. So I just exported it just to get it tested and see if it would be a transparent background. But if not, there's other ways to make it transparent. Getting all the PNGs, transparent part's pretty easy. But I know it's the wrong color. If you look at that one right there, and then you scroll over to the other one that I got, which is David Rock and Roll. Where is it at? Yeah, delete that one. It's garbage. I gotta go to add a new layer, get a new source image, get it out of the way, but small enough so I can drag the colors onto the one that I just drew. Okay, so I hold my finger down. I got to go on the right layer. I got to make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, and if I got to turn the threshold down. When you drag it, if you hold over the shape and drag it left and right, that'll change how much it applies to the cartoon. So you just hold your finger over the color you want, and then it'll select it. And if you want to make it a little bit darker, you just pull it in towards the middle. For the eyelids, I like them to be a little bit darker. But the skin for the arms, that's David Rock and Roll's actual skin color. So that's why we use that one. And then we delete that right there. And save it as a PNG. Now we have that saved. And we'll just actually save it as a photo and then just go and check it. And when you click on it, you can see that there's still a white background, but now we're at least matching colors. We're at least using the same colors as we're supposed to. The end.
Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell.